Welcome to VNews Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories.
Laos Prime Minister Thongloun Sisoulith begins visit to Vietnam. Early elections held in Lai Châu Province and Cheung Sa Island. Food Festival brings European flavors to capital city of Hanoi.
Laos Prime Minister Thongloun Sisoulith has begun a 3-day official visit to Vietnam at the invitation of his Vietnamese counterpart Nguyen Xuan Phuc. A welcome ceremony for the Lao leader was held at the Presidential Palace in the morning of May 15th. This is the first overseas trip by Thongloun Sisoulith as Prime Minister of Laos. The visit looks to bolster mutual understanding between Vietnamese and Lao leaders, contributing to deepening the two countries' traditional friendship, special solidarity, and comprehensive cooperation. In recent years, Vietnam-Laos relations have grown strongly across many fields. The political ties and mutual trust have been intensified through the exchange of high-ranking visits and meetings and the sharing of experience between ministries, sectors, and localities as well. To date, Vietnam has invested in 250 projects in Laos with a combined registered capital of $5 billion. Following the welcome ceremony, the two prime ministers held talks. Prime Minister Phuc stressed that Prime Minister Sisoulith's selection of Vietnam for his first overseas trip after he was elected shows that the Lao government always attaches importance to relations with Vietnam. Both sides are pleased with the continuous development in the bilateral relationship and affirmed their resolve to continue preserving and developing the Vietnam-Laos special solidarity and comprehensive cooperation, considering it as a valuable asset of the two nations. Hosts and guests pledged to closely coordinate in implementing high-level agreements on the enhancement of cooperative ties in politics, foreign affairs, security, defense, economy, trade and investment. The two sides agreed to continue their close collaboration at regional and international forums, including the Cambodia-Laos-Vietnam Development Triangle and the Cambodia-Laos-Myanmar-Vietnam Cooperation Mechanism. Prime Minister Phuc requested Laos in its role as chair of ASEAN to ensure the bloc's unity and single stance on the East Sea issue, as well as the full and effective implementation of the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the East Sea, while speeding up the formation of a Code of Conduct in the East Sea. After the talks, the two leaders witnessed the signing of cooperation documents between ministries, agencies, and localities of Vietnam and Laos. Later on the day, State President Trần Đại Quang hosted a reception for Lao Prime Minister Thongloun Sisoulith. While briefing the president about the earlier talks, Prime Minister Sisoulith said the two prime ministers discussed a range of measures to realize high-level agreements, as well as the Vietnam-Laos joint statement issued during the Vietnam visit by Party General Secretary and State President Bunyang Volachit. Prime Minister Sisoulith conveyed the top Lao leaders' greetings and invitation to President Quang to visit Laos in the coming time. President Quang thanked Laos for its donation of $275,000 to assist Vietnamese people affected by drought and saltwater intrusion, which indicated the close relations between the two fraternal nations. Both leaders held that Vietnam and Laos should step up the dissemination of information and education about the bilateral relationship as the two countries are celebrating 55 years of diplomatic ties and 40 years of the signing of the Vietnam-Laos Friendship and Cooperation Treaty in 2017.
Also on May 15th, National Assembly Chairwoman Nguyễn Thị Kim Ngân met with Lao Prime Minister Thongloun Sisoulith. Prime Minister Sisoulith urged the Vietnam legislature to continue close coordination with its Lao counterpart to bring in practical cooperation results. He called on Vietnam to assist Laos so that his country can successfully take over its role as chair of ASEAN in 2016. National Assembly Chairwoman Ngân stressed that Vietnam always supports Laos in hosting the ASEAN chairmanship. She also affirmed that the parliaments of Vietnam and Laos will continue to share experience in lawmaking and supervision to serve each country's socio-economic development tasks. Nguyen took this occasion to thank Laos for its relief aid to Vietnamese farmers affected by drought and saline intrusion.
Now moving on to other important news, more than 5,800 voters in 3 border communes in the northern mountainous province of Lai Châu casted their ballots on May 15 to elect deputies to the 14th National Assembly and People's Councils at all levels for the 2016 to 2021 term, 1 week ahead of the national election day. In Ta Ba commune, from dawn, ethnic minority voters donned their traditional costumes and together went to polling stations. The colorful clothes of ethnic minority groups of La Hu and Ha Nhi brighten up the scenery in the border region. Arriving at the polling station from dawn, Lee So Pu, a 20-year-old woman from La Hu ethnic group, has carefully studied the information about the candidates and is confident she will make the right choice, selecting capable persons to lead the development of the country and the locality. This is the first time I go to the polls. My teachers had talked about the election day, so I found that it is of importance to my La Hu ethnic minority and other groups. Leaving the voting room with a happy face, Vang Pe Dzu, who is over 70 now, is the oldest voter at the polling station. He said whenever the election day comes, he always put aside all work to take part in the big festival with his children and grandchildren. I'm the oldest voter here. Despite being old and weak, I tried to come here to exercise my citizen right and join villagers in the big festival. Ta Ba is a mountainous commune in the border district of Muang Tae. In the election of deputies to the National Assembly and the all-level People's Councils for the 2016 to 2021 term, the commune has 1,800 voters casting their vote at 8 polling stations. Along with Ta Ba, 4,000 voters in Mu Ca and Ta Tông communes also went voting early on May 15th. According to initial statistics from the Muang Tae District's Election Committee, in the morning of May 15th, more than 80% of voters casted their ballots with order and security at all polling stations. The same day, voters in Trường Sa Island District in the central province of Khánh Hòa also cast votes to choose the most capable candidates for the 14th National Assembly and the People's Councils at all levels for the 2016 to 2021 tenure. The island district comprises 3 constituencies, namely Trường Sa Town, Sinh Tồn, and Song Tu communes, with 21 polling stations. In Song Tu Island commune, the voting started at 7 a.m. following a flag saluting ceremony at the sovereignty marker area. In Trường Sa Township, voters are very enthusiastic to join the voting. Preliminary outcomes of the voting will be reported to the Trường Sa District Election Committee. The 24th ASEAN Labour Ministers meeting took place in the Laos capital city of Vientiane on May 15. Minister of Labour, Invalids and Social Affairs Đào Ngọc Dung led a Vietnamese delegation to the event. With the theme of transition from informal employment to formal employment towards decent work promotion in ASEAN, participants reiterated commitments to realizing the ASEAN Community Vision 2025 and the ASEAN Social Cultural Community Blueprint 2025, of which developing a competitive workforce and improving social security is among key tasks. During discussions, Vietnamese Minister of Labour, Invalids and Social Affairs Đào Ngọc Dung underlined the country's commitment to boosting cooperation among ASEAN members in protecting migrant workers' rights and interests and improving competitive edge of the bloc's workforce. At the same time, ASEAN Labour Ministers took note of the importance of protecting the rights of migrant workers in the region, while taking into account difficulties in drafting relevant documents due to different views of bloc members. the ministers adopted the Vientiane Declaration on transition from informal employment to formal employment towards decent work promotion in ASEAN and the meeting's joint communique. They agreed to convene their meeting in Singapore in 2018. Vietnam's dairy firm TH True Milk is looking to expand its investment in Russia following its first project on dairy cow breeding and farming in the country. A delegation of TH True Milk has made a fact-finding trip to Kaluga province of Russia. Following a tour of local farms and production facilities of the Russian-Germany joint venture Econiva Kaluga, chairwoman of TH True Milk Thái Hương highly evaluated Kaluga's business climate. Hương said she hopes to invest in a dairy cow breeding and vegetable farming project in the province. Kaluga Governor Atamonov said it is important that Vietnamese enterprises come to study investment opportunities in the province, expressing his hope that TH True Milk will find attractive investment conditions and potential partners in the locality. Russia is the first offshore investment destination of TH True Milk. The group is expected to start work on its dairy cow breeding and farming cluster in Moscow in the coming days. Kaluga could be the group's next destination in Russia. With the projects, TH True Milk is said to have seized opportunities offered by Russia's current agricultural stimulating policy while helping to bolster bilateral relations between Vietnam and Russia, contributing to lift two-way trade turnover to $10 billion in 2020. The 10th European Food Festival has taken place in Hanoi, offering a chance for hundreds of visitors to enjoy specialties from European nations. Join us to take a look. At more than 20 booths, leading hotels, restaurants and distributors in Hanoi offered a variety of delicious food and drinks from across Europe. As part of European Days in Vietnam, the festival provided a unique opportunity for members of the European and Vietnamese communities in Hanoi to meet and mingle while exploring and experiencing some of Europe's culinary specialties with many tastes and flavors.
Food is very often something about personal taste. So if Europe wants to export food to here and Vietnam wants to export food to Europe, people have to get to know about each other. So we're here giving an opportunity to show the variety of the tastes in Europe, but it's also Vietnam's responsibility in future to show what kind of fantastic products Vietnam makes and how they can be of benefit to the European consumer.
For the 10th anniversary edition, a range of products have been introduced in Vietnam for the first time. This is a booth of EU-Vietnam Business Network, which is designed to facilitate European enterprises' operations in Vietnam.
Today we are here on the European Food Festival for the 10th edition to promote some European products not yet distributed on the Vietnamese market. So we have, for example, those products. They are croissants filled with chocolate or vanilla flavor coming from Bulgaria. And we have cheese. This is a vegan cheese, so this is very original. Vegan cheese, no animal product inside, coming from Greece.
Em thấy thì cũng là một cái khác biệt so với cả những cái loại.
This cheese tastes different. It is saltier than other cheeses I've eaten. Other dishes are also different from Vietnamese ones.
Độ nói chung là em không biết miêu tả như nào, nó ngọt, có vị mặn hơn.
The booth introducing Jopen beer from the Netherlands also drew a large crowd of visitors. This product has been available in many countries across the world, and it is expected to be sold in Vietnam in July. Entertainments such as live music, lucky draw with lots of valuable prizes, and games for children also brought interesting moments to visitors. And we have come to the end of our news bulletin. Thanks for watching. For more information, please log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. We'll see you soon.